Welcome to another episode of Eastside Elevated. Today we have a truly special guest, one of my good friends and the best builder you've never heard of, Jason Blanton of Pursuit Building Group. Jason has over 20 years of experience in custom homes and remodels right here in Kirkland and the greater East Side. We're actually standing today right now in his own personal custom home that he's building, and we get to see behind the scenes before he puts the drywall up. Let's talk about it.
Well, thanks for having me today, Max. I appreciate it. Welcome to my new house. We're here in Bridle Trails. We actually used to live a mile down the road, and Max found this piece of property. It's the exact piece that we needed for our family to grow up in. And now you get to experience and see bits and pieces of the house that we're about to build. Had 20 plus years of experience building homes, and now I got to put all those pieces together to create this estate.
Start with your vision. Are there any big themes or a specific room that you guys designed the home around?
I don't think it was a specific room per se. It was more of, we wanted a more homely of a house. Our last house was a very modern custom home that we built, and it was actually really hard to furnish. And my wife was like, I really want a very homey house that's comfortable and everyone could come over, a lot of space for the kids and future grandkids. And that's why we wanted to create this home.
And you're inviting us to come back when the house is actually completed so we get to see it on the next Reveals episode. What are some of the special features, some of the really custom things that you love about the house?
I mean, my favorite thing is we wanted more space, but we didn't want to lose as much yard, so we put like a full subterranean basement under the middle part of the house. Concrete and metal masterpiece to create such a large space underground with no posts. So for me as a builder, it was exciting to build something so massive.
Okay, so the first thing that I loved right when I walked into the house, the arched doorways, really cool, really thick. And I feel like I just walked into a hotel.
Yeah, that was a kind of a work in progress. If you look at our actual architectural plans to now, there wasn't really any archways in the house, but it kind of evolved from the original idea was just the spaces we needed. And then as we started building the house, we were like, we should put archways here and here and here to create these cool lobby-ish type passageways. And that's what we tried to do.
There are custom home features and there are spec home features. I mean, everything down to the way the subfloor is glued down to the type of piping they use for the drain lines. Or what are some of the really special features that you think make this house custom?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff happens right now is the stuff you don't see, but in the end you'll notice. Once we get to insulation, there's a lot of soundproofing that gets involved. That's kind of why we created this sky bridge, is it keeps the kids away from the adults, and then the adult section is all soundproofed from the kids section to have us a nice, quiet, tranquil place. There's other things too, like every concrete surface in the house, the basement, the garage, it's all radiant heat, so it stays warm, and that's just one system of heating we have in the house. Everything from the window positions to the window sizes to room layouts, everything has been touched twice in this house.
That's one of the things that I think I appreciate in a custom home versus a spec home, is because you're here spending so much time and you're actually doing a lot of this work yourself, which I think is actually quite incredible. You get to move around windows based on how it's lining up with the rest of the room or the exterior or what it might be looking at, wherein a spec home builder has it per plan, it goes in and you say, oh, well, that window's not looking at what you'd rather be looking at. So that's really one of the biggest differences. And wait, did you say your garage has a heated floor?
Garage is heated floor.
It's crazy.
It's very fun to build your own home because you get to change some things, but the downside is that you get to change so many things. So it takes a little bit longer, but it makes it so my hand has touched everything in this house and I know exactly what it is and it's exactly how I want it, and that's part of being a custom.
Jason, we're so excited to reveal this home once it's done. Now, outside of work, you also have an exciting, maybe even an extreme hobby that you do on weekends and when you're not building houses. Tell us about that.
Yeah, usually when I'm not building a house for my family, I race off-road cars. It's actually called Ultra 4. It's unlimited off-road class. I've been all over the United States. I've been to China. I've raced everywhere.
1,000 horsepower, 4-wheel steering, off-road buggies.
Yes.
That's what I'm sure there's a more official name for it.
Yeah. When you first see it, you're like, what is this thing? But yeah, it's an unlimited car. It's designed to go 130 miles an hour in the desert and then slow down and drive over a mountain through the rocks. And then you race from mountain to mountain, and that's the kind of racing I've been doing for a really long time. But yeah, that's what I do on my off time. It's between snowboarding and racing off-road cars and building houses.
That is where you want to follow. Jason has a separate page for that. Really cool stuff. So given your busy schedule with building your house and all the projects you're working on and your racing career, are you taking on any new projects?
Well, Max, I'm always looking for more work, but We are a referral-based business. I don't even have a website. I just want to be very selective about the project we do and make sure that we connect with the client well.
Jason, thank you so much for inviting us to take a look at your house behind the curtain. We're excited to come back and see it when it's all done. And if you want to connect with Jason, check out the links to his socials in our blog. And if you want to work with him, reach out to me. I'll pull some strings.